We're back with another framework video. This time we're gonna go into the HTML finally. A lot of CSS I'm still changing, but the HTML is basically gonna end up staying the same. So we're gonna start it off with that. And we're gonna start off with a doc type of HTML and have the HTML brackets as well. Inside this first one, we're gonna do a head tag. And inside the head tag, we're going to have a meta character set of UTF-8. Then we are also going to have a meta for compatibility with Edge, and then a title. This title, we could basically put anything. So let's do mp dash base, and let's say HTML for right now. Inside the title, we're gonna also have another meta here, which is gonna be a name, which is going to equal description. Inside here, we're gonna have content, which is gonna equal just blank for now. And then we're gonna have another meta tag. So meta name, we're gonna have a viewport, and then content, and I'm just gonna basically copy and paste this content in. With device width, and then initial scale of 1. So in this, we are going to have a style sheet, which is going to be classified in main.css. Obviously, that is not a thing quite yet. And then we're going to have our script of jQuery, and then our head is going to end. After our head, we're going to simply go into a body class, and in this class, we're going to name it body-wrapper. And then inside of here, we're going to have a div class of selection-wrapper. And we're going to give this an ID of no select. All right, now inside of the selection wrapper, obviously, we are going to do a few things here. First off, we're going to add another div. A lot of these are going to be divs, so I'm just going to quit saying it. But we're going to have a class of logo-container space shown. And inside of here, we're going to have an image of a class, which is going to be branding-logo, with a source in here. And this is going to be ./image/logo.png. If you don't have a logo, you could put text here if you would like, but that is completely up to you. And then we're going to do an alt of logo. And then we are done with this part. So we're going to go down, we're going to add a couple spaces, and we're going to add a couple spaces after this just to show the work fully. And we're going to zoom in as well for you guys a little bit. So a couple of these, mainly these ones are going to be a little bit of copy and paste for an example, but we're going to start off with another div class, and this is going to be for your multi-character, so this is going to equal multi-char and container. Everything basically has its own container here, and inside we are going to do another class, this time equaling character. And now we're going to set a data-char ID, which is actually the character slot ID. So we're going to set that to 1. Inside of here, we're going to have a few things. One being a button. And I will show you right now. So inside, we're going to do a button class, and that's going to equal create dash button, and this is going to have an ID of create dash CID. And what CID is it creating? It's creating -1. So it's creating that first character as this is its own thing. And we're going to have a new character. So the button is going to say new character here, and that's exactly what we want. After this, inside, we're going to have another div class, and this is going to equal slot-name. So in slot-name, we're having a couple things. So we're going to have a single P here, and then we're going to have a span ID of, oops, I need to end the P as well. Let me just end that P right there. Okay. So we're going to have a span ID of slot-player dash, and it's going to be name. So the reason why it's going to be name is we're going to have it actually say a name here. So for an example, we're just going to put this strictly for when we get into the CSS. You can see this coming together very slowly on its own. So we're going to put a Bobby Smith in here. And now, we're going to add this. We're going to send this div actually to the next line. But this is your basic character setup here. And this is actually going to be a very short video, so I'm trying to do my best with explaining this. But yeah, this is going to be a very short video. So in here, we're going to basically just do the exact same thing, except copy these, and instead of 1, we change this to 2. Instead of 1, we change this to 3. And instead of 1, we change this to 4. As we are going to have 4 slots. And the reason why I'm choosing 4 slots, we could add here, we're going to add a couple spaces in the comment section here. The reason why I'm adding 4 slots, I feel like it's very hard for players to have more than 4. For an example, if you have 4 characters, you're going to have a lot of information that goes around the server. For an example, you could have a cop character, a criminal character, and if you build another criminal character or go anywhere out of that, you're still going to have information that you probably shouldn't have on that character. So I feel like it's a little harder to give people more than 4 characters, but if you guys wanted to, you completely can. You just copy and paste these and change the number. It's not hard. Okay, after this though, so after this div, which is going to be the closing of our multi-character, we're going to start another div class. So in this div class, we're going to have delete container hidden, as it will be hidden. So inside, we're going to have another class of delete dash character. In delete character, we're going to have another div class, and this is going to be model contents. And now here's where we get a little different. So inside of here, we're going to have a P. So inside the P, we're going to have a span here of ID equaling delete dash character dash title. And inside of this title, we're basically going to want to say, are you sure? So are you sure you want to perma this character? Very simple, very simple. And then we're going to have a couple buttons here. So the title basically being, are you sure you want to perma this character? And then you're going to have 2 buttons. So we're going to have a button class. Inside of this button class, we're going to do a accept dash delete. So this is going to be your top button. And then bnt-accept. So inside of here, we're going to have an ID. And it's going to be accept-delete. And now, so we'll do a yes, I'm ready. And basically we could copy this, paste it down, and instead of accept, we could do deny. And we'll just name it please no, because why not? But other than that, that is going to be your deleting characters. And now we're going to go into only showing when the character is not created already, or press. So outside of here, we're going to have another div class of create container hidden. Inside of this, we're going to have an ID. The ID, what do we expect? Create container. All right. Now. Perfect. Inside, another div class, as we've seen. A lot of classes here. And this is going to be create character module. And this ID is going to be a create module. Oops. So ID equals create dash module, whatever you want. And inside, we're going to have the correct stuff. So another class. So div class and contents, just like before. And inside, we're going to have a few things. Basically, we're going to add a header in here. So we're going to have a div class of create dash header, which is going to be basically, it's going to say something. Inside of here, we're going to actually add a h3. So h3 is a header 3 on the tier list, so it's the third lowest, or third highest, I guess you could say. And we're going to say create character, just like that. And then we're going to end that. So now we're going to have a form here. So form class. In this form class, it's going to be named player data. And it's going to have an ID of player data. Now in this form, we're going to have a lot. So it's going to be a lot of inputs, but input type is going to be a text type. Inside, we're going to also have a class of text and a ID of first name. And after the first name, we're going to have a placeholder of first space name, and we are going to have it be required. So just like this, making it required, sort of a needed thing. So inside of here, we're going to have a last name as well. And we can put last name right here. And then we're going to have a date of birth. So this one a little bit different. This one's going to be a input type. And this is going to be a date. Since we want a date here, with a class of text, ID is going to be date of birth, so DOB, and it's obviously going to be required because your character needs a date of birth. Next, we're going to have a options. So you guys could do whichever one you choose necessary. I'm going to use a select, and inside the select, we're going to have a select ID here of sex, and it's going to have the of sex, and name is going to be sex. And it's going to be required as well. So you could do it differently. You could do gender. I'm choosing sex, just make it easy. You could also make them fill this out. Up to you completely. But for making purpose, I'm just showing you an option. So in here we're going to have an option, and it's going to be a value. So in this value, going to be male. And it's going to basically just say male here. And we could have the same with female. And we could add other as well. And so on. We can keep building this list if you choose to. After the select, though, we're going to go right into an input. Whoops. Input. It's going to be actually a class, so not a text, but a class of accept-create bnt-accept. And then it's going to have a type here. And what this type of button is it's going to be a submit. So it's a submit button, basically submit, just like that. And then the value is going to be create. And similar to this, we can just copy this down, put deny or cancel. Let's do cancel, because technically you're not denying the creation, you're canceling it. This one going to be different. This one's going to be a button. And this is going to say cancel. So cancel, this is going to be a button. Obviously, it's not cancel creation, it's canceling, and it's a button. So just like so. And the last thing we are going to do, so after this form, boom, 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 and the div. So we're going to have a few scripts here. So script src equals NUI colon / game / UI / jQuery .js. And this is going to be a type of text / JavaScript, just like that. That's going to be the first one. Next, you're going to have another one basically saying where you're grabbing all this from. So script type text / JavaScript with a source, source equal to ./JS. Yeah, let's do it. It doesn't have to be JS. I forgot we're not making a JS folder. It's just going to be /app.js, as it's going to be in the same folder. And then close that off, and you're all set to go. That is going to be your HTML, and we will be using live server next time. Obviously, when we just bring it in here, we don't have anything. We don't have any CSS, but you can see new character in the create, and it goes right into that. And you have this nice character selection for your date. And then your selection bar, create, cancel, stuff like that. But we will get into that next. Thanks for watching. It was actually longer than I expected. Leave a comment, like, post in the Discord for all I care. Tell me what you would like to see.